What if you are married, you feel like you're on to a purpose, but then your husband doesn't like you anymore? Hypothetically. Your husband doesn't support you on that purpose. And you kind of need his support to carry out the purpose because it does involve like your home. So at that point, do you go and question like whether your purpose is really your purpose, or like what do you do at that point? That's a good question.
Yeah. Have you fasted about it? Have you fasted and asked God to move? Oh, it's hypothetically?
Just because when I'm speaking, I say you, so I don't want you to think like I'm asking you questions in general about you.
Well, if this is God's purpose for your life, He's going to make sure that it happens, and He'll change the heart of the person. So I'll fast and I'll pray, and God would move on my ex. I'm divorced. He would move on his heart. So I feel like if you fast and you pray, it's really God's will. He'll line everybody up with it. Yeah.
Sometimes it's also the timing.
That's good.
It's also the timing. So being patient and still submitting to your husband, though he may not understand, still submit and be like, okay, submit, but go to God like, God, if you want me to do this, you don't have to show me. And sometimes it just takes time, but he'll come around and understand if that's really what the Lord wants you to do. But you have to be patient enough and have a good attitude enough to let God work on his heart, because if you're like, well, I hear from God and this is what he told me to do and this is my purpose, it's just putting a wall of like a defense up where like it's putting you guys against each other. Yeah. But if you're like, okay, I see your perspective, but then you go and pray in your secret place and let God do the work.
Yes.
Also, to piggyback off of what Karolyne was saying, I almost said bestie, is sometimes God is using your spouse to speak to you. One thing about me and my husband, this is why I said we could not be, like, we are so opposite of each other in like just the, just the personality stuff. I'm a visionary. When I see something, I'm like, I gotta do it now. I don't wait, I don't delay, I don't waste time. I'm just like, let's do. Let's go. My husband's just like, yeah, pump the brakes, right? He's logical, he's methodical, he's strategic, he's a planner, he's like, and he will bring, like, he balances the mess out of me. When I tell y'all I am like this on a seesaw, my husband makes me this, okay? And y'all know, right? I am just like a pew, like I'm gone, okay? I am Sonic, okay? And the Lord, and that's why I'm like, now I see why, even though we are so opposite, why God brought my husband, because, and I'll never forget, we were sitting with one of my former mentors, and he looked, and we were engaged at the time to be married, and we were having dinner with him and his wife, and he turns to him and he says, you have a visionary on your hands. Steward her well. He said, be her biggest cheerleader, but also be her biggest check. And he was speaking from experience, because my former mentor was also a visionary, and his wife was exactly like my husband. And she brought him into balance. She brings him into check. She's methodical. She's strategic. She's a planner. Like she balanced him. And what I tell y'all, like we had counseling just because, like, we just, we like seeking counsel in general from those who are wiser. We sought counseling last year, towards the end of last year, with my pastors. And we're just telling them about everything. And we felt like we had to keep going and going and going, because we are so synergistic together. We accomplish so much together. And they're like, do y'all realize how much y'all have accomplished in 4 years? Right. As a married couple, y'all have graduate degrees, y'all have professions, y'all bought a house, y'all have a child, y'all paid off your cars, y'all paid off your credit cards, they're like, slow down and celebrate.
Yeah.
You know, celebrate the victories.
Yes.
You know, and it hit me. I'm like, wow, we really are better together than we are apart. I can go a distance, right?
Yeah.
But that marathon, I need him.
Yeah.
You know, and there's so many times my husband has literally protected me from the wrong season, where he's like, not right now, no. And marriage is hard, right? I said that, right? I didn't say I liked it, and if any of y'all know, I was not happy. Okay, I was just like, what you mean? And but God told me. God told me, and how do you know you ain't listening to God? Like, I'm one of those, y'all. I'm from Miami. But I never took into consideration timing. But my husband does. And he's always been accurate in timing. And so trust your spouse. If sometimes if they're going against what you believe God's telling you, take it to the Lord and be like, okay, God, are they hearing?
Who's right?
Right. Like who's hearing right? But also, is this a season? And did I get it all together? You know, and more times than none, and I said more times than none, my husband actually has been right, and I was the one in the wrong, or I was the one that was going ahead of God's plan. More times than none.